Hello friends, welcome to another edition of Remnant Informer Presents. This is the topic Seventh-day Adventist series, and this is part 1. Ellen G. White, too much or not at all. Please excuse the hat, my hair is a mess and you can get over it. All kidding aside, this is part 1, Ellen G. White, too much or not at all. Before we start off, I want to read something from Ellen G. White, and it comes from Letter 11, 1894. It's subtitled, Get Proofs from the Bible. In public labor, do not make prominent and quote that which Sister White has written as authority to sustain your positions. To do this will not increase faith in the testimonies. Bring your evidence clear and plain from the Word of God. A thus saith the Lord is the strongest testimony you can possibly present to the people. Let none be educated to look to Sister White, but to the mighty God who gives instruction to Sister White. Now, if you want to see that statement for yourself, I posted in the description box. But what Miss White was stating there is just go to the Bible first. It's plain as day that she was for the Bible first, and not to make her writings above the Bible or an authority to sustain a position. Like if you got a doctrine or whatever, and he said, okay, well, this is what Ellen White says, which a lot of Adventists do, but my main thing is as the title suggests, Ellen G. White, too much or not at all. Now, there are cases where some pastors or whoever, even members, will use Ellen G. White writings way too much, which is not a good thing. And there is a such thing as not using it at all, because she is, however, part of the church. Now, but I've also heard sermons from pastors where they will quote Ellen G. White, and after they will quote Ellen G. White, they would simply say, this comes from a favorite author of mine or an inspired writer of mine. And in some instances, they do this to not to offend anybody. I don't see how mentioning Ellen White's name would offend anybody. If you're going to quote something she wrote, say her name and even say the book. Now, I'm not saying every pastor does this, but I've heard sermons from various pastors that has. And my thing is, if you go quote something from other authors, say like Andrew Murray, Chambers, or even Max Lucado, and say their names, why is it that it seems like you're ashamed to say that this came from Ellen G. White? Now, I know she's not an authority, but don't make it seem like we're ashamed of mentioning her name. There's nothing wrong with quoting her. If this is what we believe, that we should mention her name in the sermon. If you don't use it, that's fine, but if you do, say her name. Do not, when I hear this, it makes it seem that some of the Seventh-day Adventist pastors are ashamed to mention her name or fear that it's going to throw up a red flag or whatever. We got to get past that Seventh-day Adventist. We got to get past and stop worrying about every time we mention, hey, we're Seventh-day Adventist, we keep the Sabbath, or we mention Ellen G. White, that we're going to get ridiculed and persecuted. We can't be ashamed of who we are. If we're going to proclaim a message, if we're going to proclaim the three angels' message, we can't be ashamed of what we believe. Now, I'm not here to discredit our church or saying I'm angry with my church or I'm trying to start controversy, or I'm even leaving. I'm very simply addressing issues I'm seeing at hand within the church. And I'm not the only one that sees this. I've talked to many other Seventh-day Adventist members. Now, this is just one video. I will touch on a lot of topics concerning Seventh-day Adventists in other videos. And if anybody that's a Seventh-day Adventist want to raise up a topic and we discuss it in a video or future video, feel free to send it. Now, this is mainly for Seventh-day Adventists, but anybody can watch this series and maybe even learn more about what we're about, because they're getting misinformation from various different positions. You know, you got other people that believe this way and that way, and it'll be contrary to the 28 fundamental beliefs that which Seventh-day Adventists hold. You know, as a Seventh-day Adventist people, we should come together and discuss these things. And that's what the Sabbath School lesson's about each week. And we should come together every Sabbath and try to take advantage of these lessons. If not, try to do them at home or whatever. But we got to come together and discuss what we believe and have continual Bible study. Because if we're going to be the stewards of the Word of God, we got to keep our mind and our heart in the Word of God. And get back to the basis of this video is, you know, using too much Ellen G. White or placing her above the Bible or equal is a no-no. And I've heard some Seventh-day Adventists come across this way, especially discussing with people that don't agree with our beliefs, and they come off and they say certain things like this, and to be truthful, they're wrong. Ellen White is not equal to the Bible. No, she's never said that. From the statement I read, you can see she does not say she's equal with the Bible. Some people need to get back into understanding what we believe, and this is another thing within our church. When there's these kind of misunderstandings, we need to take the time to correct them and to come together. It says, come now and let us reason together. We need to come as a church and get these things straight, you know, because we can have confusion amongst ourselves. There's a video I was watching, the name escapes me, but it made a good point, and I've heard other sermons like this. If we're to call people out of Babylon, who, what, and what are we calling them into? I mean, last time I checked, confusion was Babylon. Now, don't go up in uproar. I'm not saying that the Seventh-day Adventist Church is Babylon. Yes, there are some people that are confused. Just because you're part of a church doesn't mean you can't have individuals that are confused. The only reason confused are allowed to continue. So we got the truth. Right in, you know, we got it in the palm of our hands. But if we're not discussing it, we're not coming to these other individuals that's not completely understanding and talking with them and talking out of love instead of just casting them aside when they bring up questions on certain things. But if we don't come to them and talk amongst these things, then it's going to continue to have these confusion. And this way Satan works. He's to divide and conquer. That's the way he works. And as the stewards of the Bible, people of the Bible, God's remnant church, we need to come to grips on these issues. The thing about it is, what I'm basically saying is, we should not be ashamed of who we are. We should not worry about who we are. You know, if somebody asks us, why do you come in early on Friday? Like today, before I even made this video, I was asked, why why you come in early on Friday? And I simply said, I'm a 7-day Adventist. I come in early to keep the Sabbath. I said, yeah, I heard of 7-day Adventist, and they mentioned the church, and they had a look on their face, like, I give the look a lot. I'm used to it, but I'm not gonna be ashamed to tell them who I am. I am a Seventh-day Adventist. I believe in the 28 fundamental beliefs, and I stand by them. I stand by the Word. Thanks for watching. As always, God bless.